What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Well. Looks like Juan Manuel Marquez had some interesting things to say regarding a fifth fight with Pacquiao. He's been on record multiple times. I've been on record multiple times discussing this, but yet again, fans keep asking. He's releasing statements. Reporters keep asking. So we'll go through this again. Here's what Marquez had to say. Pacquiao has been saying many things, and immediately you could see that he wants me to take the bait, but he won't achieve that. What he wants is a fifth fight, but it's not going to happen. I wish to leave the sport with the memory of knocking Pacquiao out after they stole 3 decisions from me, and in the fourth fight I showed who was the better fighter. I'd rather stay with the memory of that lucky punch that I connected on Pacquiao. He was being sarcastic in case you guys didn't know. It's about pride and honor, not money. That's why in the contest there was no championship at stake, only the WBO's champion of the decade belt. There are no plans after the Bradley fight. We'll leave this commitment first and then see. First, I want to see how I feel and if I want to plan to continue with my career. So that's what he had to say. He has no plans to fight Pacquiao for the fifth time. He obviously has a tough test in Timothy Bradley, a fighter with tremendous willpower, a fighter who is undefeated, who can take a punch. He showed that in the Ruslan Provodnikov fight and Pacquiao fight. So my thoughts on this. The fourth fight, to my knowledge, all the hype building up to Marquez versus Pacquiao 4, Pacquiao Marquez 4, whatever you want to call it, stipulated this. This was the one that was going to rid all the doubts. It was going to be the end all be all, answer all questions about who won those previous three fights. Pacquiao said he was going to knock out Marquez. Marquez said he was going to knock out Pacquiao. Marquez delivered. The end. One fighter made true to his promise, even though Pacquiao had a good showing. He looked very good. He looked sharp. And then he got knocked out. He got caught with something he didn't see. Boom. He's on the canvas 2 minutes later, smelling salts later. He's up and wondering what the fuck just happened. That's what happened. Pacquiao looked good. There's no denying that. He had Marquez in deep water early. Marquez seemed to be in trouble. His nose was just trickling, just leaking. His nose was leaking. End of the day, round 6, right before the round was going to expire, he got knocked out. It's the end. So, to me, I don't need it. I don't have to have it. If anytime these guys fight, it's interesting, and they obviously have the chemistry to bring out the best in each other. But if I never see them fight again, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. That's me personally. If they fight again, I'll watch it just because. But it's not mandatory, and I don't think that Marquez owes him. I've said this before. I've been on record saying this. If Marquez decides to give Pacquiao an opportunity, cool. That's his choice. But if he decides not to, cool. That's his choice as well. Again, comparing the Pacquiao 3 fights that were all controversial, all of them, to Marquez's clear and concise, cut and dry knockout victories, two different things. Whose wins warranted a rematch? A very close competitive fight that fans, boxing commenters, analysts have scored differently. Some favored Pacquiao, some favored Marquez. Or a fight in which a fighter knocks out his opponent cold and it takes him 2 minutes to come back come back to life or whatever you want to call it. It's easy. The decision is easy. Those fights continue to happen based on the stipulation that Marquez, as well as fans, analysts, boxers, and other people who follow the sport, did not think Pacquiao did enough or weren't convinced. Some people weren't convinced. And it's not just like Mexican fans or like diehard Marquez fans felt this. I've seen all types of fans say this. That, oh, I don't know if Pacquiao won this one, or I don't know if Marquez won this one. I mean, they were all close, competitive, controversial fights. That's the difference. The fourth fight was supposed to explain everything and let fans know who was the better man. There's a ES News, Ellie Seckback, shout out to the homie Ellie, that he did right before the Marquez Pacquiao 4 fight. And he interviewed Pacquiao, or Pacquiao was being interviewed, and Pacquiao said, oh, he's going to change some stuff. He's not worried about Marquez's buffness. He's doing some different things. If you look at his face looks like very slender. Like he looks ready to go. He looks like he's training hard. He looks ready to go. He sounds confident. He said he wasn't worried about Marquez putting on size and looking beefed up. Um, Pacquiao also said Marquez has not accepted his losses in the first three fights, so he's going to rid the doubt and he's going to show the fans once and for all who the better man is. And the reporter is asking Pacquiao, and they said, what do you think of Marquez being bigger and more beefed up? And he said he's not worried about it. He said he's been in there with bigger guys before, and he says that all that matters is who's stronger on fight night. And then the reporter said, who is stronger? And he said, the winner. So the winner was Marquez. So Marquez is stronger. That's basically what Pacquiao said. He said the winner is stronger, and he lost the fight. So shit, Marquez is stronger. The end. So pull your skirt up, deal with it. If Marquez gives him the opportunity, sure, go make it happen. I'll watch it. But again, I don't think he owes him, and that's just my opinion. The ball is really in Marquez's court again, based solely on the fact that his victory, his one absolute victory that went his way, like there's no scorecard that can dispute it or it's not questionable. His victory is just that. It's not questionable. The only thing you do is reach for shit and say, oh, it's a lucky punch or he stepped on his foot or whatever the situation is. But in the fucking sport of boxing, if it was that easy, then why doesn't someone just step on Mayweather's foot and knock him out? Why doesn't someone just step on Brandon Rios' foot and knock him out with one punch? I mean, it's not that easy. Why doesn't people just step on Chavez Jr.'s foot and knock him out? Because it doesn't work like that. It's not, oh, lucky punch knocked him out. Chavez Jr. has a fucking chin, just like his pops. That's why he hasn't been knocked out cold. He got beat up in the Sergio fight, made a late 12th round rally, but I'm getting off topic. Anyway, that's what I think. If the fight happens, so be it. If it doesn't, I'm cool with that as well. Definitely not losing any sleep over it. Especially when I have people in the sport like Canelo, people like the Austin Trouts, Edison Laura has a good performance. You got younger people, Brandon Rios is. I'm curious to see how Nonito looks after his first loss in quite some time. You got people like Rigondeaux, Adrian Broner, Mikey Garcia, Gary Russell Jr. if he steps up to a solid contender. There's too much talent in boxing right now. Keith Thurman, another fighter I really enjoy. Too much talent for me to be worried about Mayweather and Pacquiao fighting, or Marquez fighting Pacquiao for the fifth time, or just fights that aren't likely. It's just, I'm not going to lose sleep over this shit. It just doesn't make any sense for me personally. Like I said, if it happens, cool, but I'm not going to stress myself out. Do I want to see fighters like Nonito and Abner Mars fight? Hell yeah. But again, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. There's other exciting matches that can be made, other statements that can be made, other fights that are easier to make. So shit, I'd rather see those. I mean, if I have to beg and plead to see Abner Mars and Nonito, or they can make another fight with somebody like Gamboa and Abner Mars, because Gamboa is with 50 in SMS promotion and that fight's easier to make, then shit, I'll watch that. I mean, like I said, boxing has too much talent, too much of a talent pool for me to be concerned with one match, one particular match. And realistically, those one matches that can happen, I feel like I'm getting Canelo and Mayweather, Pacquiao Rios, Danny Garcia, Lucas Matisse. If I had to make matches that I absolutely felt I had to see, I mean, those are very solid contenders for that. All of those fights that I just named. So aside from that, I'm getting what I want from the sport of boxing, especially in the year 2013. So I'm content with that, and I'm not going to dwell on seeing Pacquiao and Marquez a fifth time, or Mayweather and Pacquiao. Like, if all these fights happen, great, I'll watch them. But if they don't, again, it's no skin off my back. Let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego, signing off.